My name is Cinnamon Ataveros. I have lived in St. Louis the majority of my life. I found out shortly after New Year's that I was pregnant when my hangover didn't go away. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was coming back from a severe battle with depression. And in that time in my life, the other kids were living with my parents. So I felt really guilty on taking that time to kind of better myself to now end up pregnant. I did not have the emotional strength. I did not have the physical strength. I was not in a position to even be taking care of my other two kids, much less bring another child into this world. And I was like, there's just no way I could do it. So I made the decision to have an abortion. I called Planned Parenthood and I had my abortion appointment set. Then I started looking for resources to kind of help me with the abortion, to kind of say it's going to be okay, resources to kind of help support me in that decision that I was about to make. And that's when I came across Thrive. After a call to them, they suggested that I have an ultrasound before I completed the abortion appointment, for a variety of medical reasons. Some of those made sense to me, considering that I wouldn't have to pay hundreds of dollars for a life if there wasn't a vital fetus. So I agreed to go to the appointment. And upon doing so, I hoped that I would get the answers that I was seeking for. And on that cold January day, I got a heartbeat. I couldn't exactly hear the heartbeat at that time, but I could see the little flutters on the screen. I think seeing that heartbeat on the screen that day made that decision more surreal. Like, it made the decision now, this is the possibility that you could be growing a life into the next future leader, somebody's teacher, somebody's best friend, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. And that opportunity was given to me. Even though that I didn't want it to happen, it had. So it made it harder for me to kind of continue through the process of having an abortion, because I knew that there was a very vital person growing inside of me. And at that point, I decided that I was going to continue to maybe go through the process of, carrying this baby to term. I was finally diagnosed with hyperemesis, and that's extreme nausea and vomiting. So after numerous hospital stays, and it didn't go away by month 4, they finally decided that they would give me the official diagnosis of hyperemesis. So that made it even harder, because now I had made the decision to be his mom, or be this baby's caretaker, but at the same time, I wasn't having any bonding with the life that was forming inside of me, because I was so worried about staying well. As I continued to strive through the pregnancy, I decided that at that time I was not going to have an abortion, but that I could still not parent this child. Adoption was the next thing for me. I continued to seek resources to help me through this, and I continued to work with Thrive through this time. I took a lot of time in prayer trying to build my faith and spirituality and get guidance from the Spirit to come up with a name with this baby. I figured if I could not find a name for him, then I was not going to be able to be his mom. About 2 days before he was born, we were listening to scriptures on tape, and we came across the name Samuel. I didn't have a girl's name at this point, so I was hoping that it wouldn't be a girl. A couple days later, my water broke on the couch and I drove myself to the hospital. The adoption service asked me when I was in labor if they were going to come in. And it was at that very moment that I decided not to. It was at that very moment that I decided to be his mom. Samuel Carmichael Antaveras is my son. And it's took a long time to learn to love him. but it's through the help and support that I have found not only in my Lord Jesus Christ, but through Thrive as well. After my son is born, Thrive has been a significant support for me because they have given me the opportunity to be recognized for a struggle. And I think that is sometimes the things that we earn for. We earn for just that somebody to say, yes, you did it. Yes, I know this was hard for you, but you made a good decision. And yes, we are here to support you. Yes, we will be there to support you emotionally, financially, mentally, physically, whatever you need to. We will be there to hold your hand and give you the opportunity to share your story with other women and to help them women, be as strong as you are.
This is the real cinnamon right here. Yeah, you can give her a applause. Sure enough. Samuel's been fighting for the microphone the whole time. Can you say anything to us?
You want to say hi? I don't know. Okay, it is on. Say hi. He said no. He just wants the attention.
I just want to throw the thing around.
Yeah.
Listen, we just heard your story.
Oh my gosh.
And it affects you even today. Tell us what's going on the inside there.
Oh, I just think every time I see that story and every time I see this baby, I'm so humbled by the tender mercies that he gives me in my life now. I am so grateful that I decided to be his mom. And, there are moments where I sit back and I regret every thought that I ever had of ending his life. Not only ending his life, but trying to decide not to be his mom. Oh, thanks. There you go. Look, we got a mic for you. Okay, your turn. Thank you. He loves the spotlight. And I really believe that it is through him that I have gained a better testimony of the Lord. It is through him that he has built so many relationships. It is through him that he is giving me the faith and the strength to continue on. And I am blessed every day by seeing those things. And it still touches me today because it is such power, so powerful. So powerful.
You want some both? So you go through that process. We just watched the video. I'm not going to ask you to relive all that, but talk about encountering people at Thrive and just what their influence, what their personality, what they oozed out to you that helped you start to navigate differently.
Well, I think my first initial reaction is I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Right? Here I am, pregnant. I'm like, there's no way I can do this. His father was not in his life. I didn't have the support of my family at that time. So when I went into that office, and they offered me ultrasound, and they offered me, testing. I was open. I was open to all these different, options that could possibly happen. And they gave those to me. They gave me the love. They gave me the support. They gave me the spirituality. They gave me the faith to continue to go on and do whatever it was that I was going to do. And I think with those opportunities, I was able to make the best decision that was available to me. I thought that I was going to go into this office making this selfish decision that I'm not going to be his mom. And by the end of the day, by the time I left, I was offered and supported with all these other options. And these people that were going to say, we are going to support you. We are going to stand by you. We're going to help you choose life. We're going to help you no matter what you need. I know.
It's profound.
Isn't it?
So then throughout the process, there's a lot of steps. What I mean is, so that you went in there one time, but there's all kinds of resources, classes, different things to help you get somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And I think that is something that we go in there. We go in and we strive for support. And we strive for love. We strive for a caring environment. And that is something that Thrive continues to give you throughout your pregnancy. It's not this one-time thing. Like you said, you go in there and you're like, okay, thank you, I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. But they open their spirit to you, and they open their doors to you, and they open their love to you, and they say, we are here. You're welcome to come back. Please do. This is what we can do to help you.
He knows which ones are hot and which ones are not. You are a sharp guy. He's like, Mom, yours is making noise. Mine is not.
Look, if we put them together, maybe they'll make noise. Say hi. He said,
Ain't going to do it. Just isn't going to do it. So I love that part of it because near the end when you're talking about, well, I'll just go ahead and I'll have him, but I'm going to adopt him out.
Correct.
And then the Lord changes your heart.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
adoption could be great for somebody else.
Fantastic.
But the Lord changed your heart. And just talk about that journey then. Now here he is.
Like I struggled. I really struggled through my pregnancy. And then one of the other things is, I had hyperemesis, which made it so hard. I didn't bond with him. And I spent many, many nights in prayer, like, Heavenly Father, please guide me to the best decision. And I really thought, okay, fine, I'm going to carry this baby to term, but there's no way I can be his mom. I don't know him because I didn't have those tender mercies when I was pregnant. I spent a lot of time praying, and like I said in the video, I was listening to scriptures on tape, and we came across this name, Samuel. And at that moment, I was like, oh, Samuel, that's a great name. 2 days before he was born, by the way. I'm like, oh, I don't have a girl's name, okay, whatever. And I didn't know the sex of the baby during my pregnancy. So when he was born, and he was a boy, I think that was like my spiritual revelation to say, it's your responsibility to be his mom. The only name that I received inspiration on was a boy's name. And then here he is, born a boy. And I remember, like I said, being in labor when the adoption agency came, the hospital came in and asked if the adoption agency was going to come in. And I was very skeptical, but then right after he was born and I knew it was a boy, I could not say no. And I think those are the tender mercies that we need to look for from the Spirit. Those are those things.
So how old is this young man?
He's 15 months, 16 months.
Wow. And tell us about him a little bit. What makes him tick besides microphones and watches?
Oh, my gosh. At those big brown eyes. He's remarkable. I cannot imagine my life without him. Oh, he's starting to say mama. His little personality is coming out. He folds his arm during prayer, which is the cutest thing.
We were praying, the worship team was praying up here before the service, and he stood like about 3 feet behind us and just stood there. Just watching us pray. He was like trying to be a part.
Yes, he loves it. And he is, like I said, he is so guided. I'm so guided by the Spirit through him. His favorite song is the song, I Am a Child of God. It soothes him all the time, so yeah.
You're going to go somewhere? We're going to get Bridget up here in a minute, but talk about, okay, now he's born, you're keeping him. Talk about your relationship with Thrive going forward.
So obviously I'm here. I still have a good relationship with them. It is something that I contribute him to them a lot. If it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be here. I can guarantee you that 110%. Uh-oh. He says, I don't want that watch. So, yeah. I continue to take every opportunity I have to bear my testimony for the ministry of that organization because of what they've done for me. They've given me life. They've given him life. And I will continue to do that because it is a passion for me. It's very passionate. Thank you.
Anything else you want to say?
I don't know. I could sit up here and talk forever about Thrive, about my testimony, but
there you go. That's cinnamon, everybody.